Okay, guys, it's time for Wine, Music, and Games, episode 62. This time we've got an Italian White, a classic album from the Beatles, and a great new game from Kramer and Kiesling. So stay tuned. So how you doing, honey bunch?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
You look all warm and comfy.
I am so toasty. I have to take a nap after this. I'm basically wearing a blanket.
We hope you guys are doing really well too. Remember, support the podcast by going to patreon.com/GarrettsGames. And of course, listen to the podcast, our weekly audio podcast at GarrettsGames.com. All right, let's start us off with some wine, beautiful.
Well, this is a wine that I really like, and we're going to be buying some more of it. It's from Pietradolce, and it's from Italy, from Sicily specifically. This one is a unique varietal of grape that we had not had before.
We're always looking for those.
Yes, 100% Carricante grapes, which is what I guess the Mount Etna area where they have lots of volcanic soils would be what would grow the best there, I'm assuming. This is delicious. The nose is just, I could smell this for an hour and not even drink it, and I'd be the happiest person. It smells really good.
Shelley's got a very good nose. And
no, I just know what I like to smell. I like to smell this. It's very nice. It's got minerality. It's got a little fruit. It has everything that I like. It's of stainless steel, so it's not oaked,
right?
But the mouthfeel is wonderful. It's not too acidic. It's beautiful wine.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it would
This is
be
from our
interesting.
local wine shop.
Yeah. It would be interesting to look into this even a little bit further. So many times there are so many different wine grapes in Italy that you've probably never heard of. Though sometimes they are sisters, cousins of things that we might know.
Right.
You know, so we're not sure about this one.
We don't know its
really
relation,
good.
but we can say that Carricante, yum yum. I looked online just to see, a little bit more about it, and they actually have some of this grape that was also from the phylloxera time, and it had a very different flavor profile written up in there. But I like this flavor profile, so I don't think I'll be trying the other one. But this is very good, and it's like about $25.
Yeah. So phylloxera is, if you don't, that was it was a fungus or something that attacked the root system of most of the grapes in Europe, and they actually had to bring over American rootstock to be able to keep the wine industry going. And this happened about 100 years ago.
And we still have protections in place now, so that doesn't happen. Yeah. So if you bring a grape varietal that's not normally here, that you want to grow here, you have to put it in quarantine for 7 years.
Yeah, a number of years.
That.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, this is a serious thing. So if you can get ones that are from that time period where those rootstocks have been around for a long time, I think that would be cool to try.
And the reason why you'd have something in Sicily like that is because since it's an island, it didn't have that come over.
Exactly. Islands were the most protected.
Yes. Right? Okay, the music is something. Now, you may never have heard of this album.
No, it's so obscure.
Yes. Let It Be, the Beatles. Great album. Okay, some people don't like this album because in some ways it feels either overproduced for the Phil Spector version or in some ways underproduced because it captures some of their rehearsals in studios. But there are some amazing, amazing songs on here. I mean, of course, the title track, Get Back, and so on. But I was able to get the box set, which just came out recently, which has the Get Back. This is called Get Back, and this is the original mix by Glyn Johns. Am I getting his name right? I want to make sure that I've got, Glyn Johns. And then it has in it 2 albums of session rehearsals and jams, and even an EP that's in there. And finally, the coolest thing, the big book, which has, great,
it's gorgeous,
wonderful discussions, and then them trying to write down the lyrics as they're rehearsing. And so, one of the things we did over the Christmas break is we spent some time actually watching what is it on Apple TV, the fantastic Peter Jackson documentary, 3-part documentary on this. It is one of those things that is powerfully moving in the breadth that it shows. And
well, you get to hear like when they're playing little bits of song where they're just kind of jamming, they're trying something out, and then you kind of hear it develop and develop and develop, and you know what the song is, and you're just like, oh my gosh, how did their genius is just unbelievable. So we love this. album.
It's fantastic.
And like you said about the Phil Spector version, you can with this you get the other versions, and so you can hear the more. Not as produced.
Exactly.
And that those are so beautiful to hear.
Yeah, they
and
really
you
are.
can, I think, hear those on Spotify and stuff like that.
Yes.
No?
You can stream most of these things.
Yeah.
And the one that actually I kind of wish that I had my own copy of that came out a few years ago is one called Let It Be Naked, which is McCartney trying to get back to the original without pre-Phil Spector, especially on Long and Winding Road, which he kind of hates the strings and the orchestration on that. And I can understand. I actually think it's really beautiful that way.
Yeah, but when you hear it...
just piano and guitar and everything.
So powerful.
So great.
But I mean, we have always loved going to concerts and seeing, like, when they do some acoustically and they strip it down, and you get this different appreciation for it. So, if you love the Beatles, I would say that's a necessary buy if you like vinyl.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to have it on vinyl. You can stream it if you want.
You could stream it.
Yeah. Okay, so Beatles, Let It Be. All right, for the game, gotta reach over here. For the game, this is a new one that we just got called Savannah Park from Capstone Games. This is in their family line, which if you know the Capstone Games label, the blue is the family line, the red is more the gamer's game, because they have some really heavy games. This is also from Deep Print Games. Savannah Park from Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Kiesling, a great duo.
Oh, yeah.
Kiesling is probably now best known for Azul, which is huge.
Also family friendly.
But very family friendly, and I think it's on its fourth iteration that just came out this last Essen.
You can get so many different, when they're different each one. So.
Right. This plays 1 to 4 players and plays in about 20 to 40 minutes, because what you're doing is everybody gets their own board, and as we talk about this more in our podcast, a recent podcast, this is as similar as you compared it to Take It Easy.
Yeah.
But in this case, you're putting all of these hexagonal tiles, everybody, cute little box to hold your tiles.
It is very beautifully done.
And they have different animals on them, right? And some of the tiles have watering holes. And at the end of the game, it's the number of animals in a particular group, only one set of animal type, times the number of watering holes that are connected to that group, all right? And so what happens, though, is all the tiles go down in yellow, and then, of course, on the back side, you have your color tile, or your color, and as each person goes back and forth, they call out a particular tile. So in this case, I would call out giraffe with a watering hole. And we all have to find giraffe with a watering hole on our board and pick it up.
And they were randomly placed, so everybody's board is completely different when you start.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you pick it up. You cannot place it right back where it was. You got to place it in a different free spot, and it will now go down colored side up so that will not be moved anymore in the game. So it's this spatial awareness kind of, I've got to move these tiles to be able to put stuff over in that spot to connect things up and so on. So really solid game.
It is an amazing game. It's so much fun to play.
We really like it.
Yeah, I think it's great. But just the whole aspect of wherever they are randomly put down, you're not going to try to then move your piece over to that spot necessarily, because that piece is going to have to be moved later.
Exactly.
When the person calls it.
Right.
And there's different versions of the game too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
already
definitely.
within the box, there's the meerkat, and then of course there's the lion.
There's a backside where you can put the grass and trees in different spots, the trees and the little fire symbols in different spots. If you want to find out more about the game, go listen to our podcast. We go into it in detail, but we can definitely recommend Savannah Park from Capstone Games, Deep Print Games, and Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Kiesling. All right, Shell, what do we have for wine lined up?
This is a beautiful wine from Pietradolce. It's called Etna Bianco. It is with 100% Carricante grapes. Delicious.
Good stuff. All right, get down to the bottom here. So the familiar cover, Let It Be, the Beatles. get it off your shelf. I had an original, and then I got the box set just because it has so much wonderful stuff in it. And after seeing the documentary, it was like, yeah, okay, we've got to explore this even more. So fantastic album. And Savannah Park from Wolfgang Kramer, Michael Kiesling, Capstone Games family line of games, and deep print games for 1 to 4 players, 20 to 40 minutes. This is a great, not a filler, but I mean just a fun, cool game that the entire family should enjoy. All right, that'll do it for this week. You guys have an amazing week. Take care of yourselves. Hopefully shots and boosters are in arms. We're getting through this crazy Omicron stuff, and we can get back to normal sometime soon. It'll be great. All right, take care. We'll see you next week. Bye.